Tonight, there he is, the world record holder, Colin Jackson, the Welshman, who runs for Great Britain at the Olympic Games. We look at the start list. We'll see the Jacksons drawn alongside Australian record holder Kyle Vander-Kupt. It's Ashley Mahoney, Chris Ingram, Paul Gray, the very good other Brit, then Colin Jackson, Kyle Vander-Kupt, David Cooper and Jon Morrison, the next two best Australians behind Vander-Kupt, and then Corrie Taurima in lane number 8. He's great to watch, isn't he, Jackson?
Yeah, he certainly is, and he's been great over our domestic season. We've been very lucky to have him at quite a few of the Grand Prix, but unfortunately last weekend he couldn't compete at the Nationals, and apparently it was because he had a sore adductor muscle, but obviously he was just being very careful. It was a wet night and it was cold, so he didn't want to go and ruin his chances for Atlanta. And then we have our one and only Kyle Vander-Kupt, who's been in great form, and I'm sure he'll be very happy having Colin here tonight.
Well, we talked of performance progressions, and this man's form is on the rise. He was great at the National Championships, 13.54, Melbourne 13.51. It was interesting, Jackson said that he panicked when he felt something in his groin in the heat at the National Championships, but after a couple of days rest and intensive treatment, he's back here tonight and he'll run very fast. Great cheer too for the world record holder.
That's so important. I mean, it's great for the people here of Queensland, I said, to see this champion in action, because he may be a gold medal winner later on this year, and we can all sit down and watch him at the Olympic Games.
And he does need that Olympic gold medal. Just to round it off, he was second as a young man behind Roger Kingdom in 1988, and then got it all wrong in Barcelona in 92, but in between times he's been the dominant man, certainly in Stuttgart in 93 where he set his world record. He's won a couple of European titles in 90 and split in 94 Helsinki, and has dominated the Commonwealth, hasn't he, in Auckland and again in Victoria last year, but does need that Olympic championship. He deserves it, but for him not to win this time would probably put him out of business. So let's see what he does here. Just get the feeling it's going to be fast. The fastest time run in Australia is 13.24. Jackson running that in Melbourne.
Well, he came to the track yesterday and had a walk around and requested that it be swept. There's a lot of loose rubber on the track, and they've swept that away, and so super fast conditions for Jackson.
And Vander-Kupt looks like he's in about 13.4 shape, maybe even better. We're about to find out. Jackson normally brilliant early. He leads him into the first. Got over it, but did knock it down. Vander-Kupt second, Gray. Look at Jackson flying. Vander-Kupt going with him. Jackson's up on Vander-Kupt. Vander-Kupt running a mighty race. Jackson goes through. It's the fastest ever in Australia if it stands up. And Vander-Kupt has no doubt run his fastest time also ever in this country.
Well, 13.40 is his fastest ever, wind assisted in Perth. Before Christmas, it was a fantastic run. In fact, I got the feeling that Jackson was away slowly. We see it here, but it wasn't Jackson away slowly. It was Vander-Kupt away very fast, and he's with the world record holder.
You're right there, David. He did get away very quickly, and I'm sure Colin could see him there, and he stuck with him all the way, and it's been fabulous because it's drawn Kyle to a very fast time. I'd be interested to see what it is.
Well, 13.22 and 13.35 are the official time, so it's an all-comers record. Our second tonight, the fastest 110-metre hurdles ever in Australia, and look at the form of the world record holder.
And it is the fastest time Vander-Kupt's ever run in this country. It's faster than he had run before the World Championships last year, where he kept taking that Australian record down to 13.29. He's nearly there amongst the big boys, isn't he? He's not far away now.
Not at all. I mean, that's an awesome run. We have to remember, too, that he was injured earlier in the year with a hamstring problem, and, he's come out there and, 30 would you think?
13.35.
Oh, 35, yeah, so, sorry.
No, we just got that relayed through. It's a fabulous run. I mean, 13.29, his Australian record. That was when he was absolutely flying in Gothenburg. And what about Jackson? I mean, to run 13.23 in his off-season, they're going to be just thrilled in Britain when they hear this result overnight, that their man is in tip-top form 4 months before the Atlanta Olympic Games. Alan Johnson was tremendous last year, the American, but I think if you're a bookmaker, you'd have Jackson as the favourite, wouldn't you?
I'm sure the Americans are quite scared now, or they will be tomorrow when they wake up and find the result.
Well, from a breakthrough there for Vander-Kupt, within touching distance of the world record holder.
For the women's event, which is not too far away. We saw great hurdling by Jackson a moment ago. Gee, Terry, that was some sort of a race, wasn't it? Colin Jackson and Kyle Vander-Kupt.
Well, Colin Jackson gave us a bit of a shock at the Nationals when you failed to come out for that final. It was a scare for the fans. What about yourself?
It was a bit of a frustrating time for myself too. I was a bit unsure exactly what was happening. My groin was a bit tight, and I was thinking, oh, it's cold here in Sydney. I don't really pull anything and make any great damage.
Yeah.
I was fortunate that my physio was there, so he could work on me straight away, and I was lucky that I was able to run tonight. I was pleased.
Well, talking about conditions, a nice warm night here, a nice slight tail breeze, so 13:22. That was a good time.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. As I say, because I was a bit nervous with my leg and I wasn't sure how much force I was going to actually be able to put through it, but I was pleased that it went well today. I'm looking forward to next year and next summer and pushing myself out there again.
Now, at the halfway mark, there was a young Aussie guy not too far off you. You're helping him, no doubt, being out here, just being out here.
Yeah, he said to me earlier, he said he thinks the videos I've lent him have inspired him a bit. He ain't having the other one. But no, he's performed well today, 13.35. I'm very happy that he's progressing nicely now. It's a great time.
Now, the only thing left for you, an Olympic gold medal, wouldn't that be nice?
It would be absolutely delightful. I'd love that and hope to return with one.
Colin Jackson, well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
What a great interview there with Colin Jackson. A tremendous interview with Terry Kennedy. He is one of the most agreeable world champions you could ever meet, and he has been working hard with Kyle Vander-Kupt. And Kyle's just strolled over and joined Terry Kennedy. Terry, another great run by the Australian.
It was a great run, Bruce, no doubt, and he was right on the heels of Colin Jackson there, not too far away, Kyle.
No, it was an awesome feeling to race that close to Colin. I knew he'd get out, so I said, let's get out tonight and go with him. I got out well, and I could feel him all the way, so I just knew, keep going, keep going, keep going. And that sort of time definitely showed to me, there it is.
Now, early in this season, you had your own share of injuries, but certainly the second half of this domestic season, you've been on fire.
Well, definitely been motivated all season. I mean, the injury was a setback. I didn't get to race Colin earlier, but I was motivated all the way through, dedicated to get back, and it just showed, I think, tonight how fast I can get back and how ready I am for Europe.
Your fastest time at home here, what can you do in Europe in the lead up to Atlanta?
Well, that's my fastest I've ever run this time of the year, so to produce that was the aim, and then take another step up towards Europe. I'm hoping for 13:20s, 13 in the teens. You'll be looking at the final if I can do that, so I'm excited.
And you should be too, yes. Good luck at the Olympics, Kyle Vander-Kupt.
Kyle Jackson, 13.22. It's the fastest time ever run in this country. Vander-Kupt, 13.35. Paul Gray, 13.85. Jon Morrison going great guns. Now, that's the best time for him, I would think, 13.92. That might be the first time that Jon Morrison has been inside 14 seconds. Now, behind him was David Cooper. So Morrison seems to have got the better of Cooper. In fact, his best was 14.08, Morrison, going into that.
Great run from Jon Morrison. David Cooper ran well at the Nationals, but it slipped behind here. But all the action in front with Jackson and Vander-Kupt.